What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and Show, where I, Graham G. Matthews, break down all the original content you watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the March 13th, 2023 edition of Raw Talk. Jackie Redmond, Matt Camp open up the episode replaying the Edge and Finn Balor segment that opened up Raw on Monday night, with Edge officially accepting the WrestleMania challenge against Balor, this time inside Hell in a Cell. So I'm looking forward to that one. Matt Camp previews the Hell in a Cell match and even reiterates what Edge mentioned on Raw, that Edge does not know how many WrestleManias he has left. So this match is all about proving who the better man is, so they can finally move on to a different feud for Edge and bigger and better things and put this feud behind him with the Judgment Day. They recap the Bianca Belair Chelsea Green match that was won by Bianca. Bianca tells, I forgot if it was Byron or Kathy Kelly backstage, that she doesn't know what's going on with Asuka. She didn't know what happened there on Raw with Asuka when Asuka tried taking her title and then spit fucking green or blue mist all over it. She calls what Asuka did disrespectful, and she doesn't really care about teaming with her next week. She's really just wants to be fully focused on facing her one-on-one at WrestleMania for that Raw Women's Championship. The segment sucked. I mean, Bianca tried to make the most of the interview here to make sense of it and address it, whatever. The whole build so far to Asuka and Bianca at WrestleMania, as I tweeted about on Monday, has been wildly disappointing. I'm not really sure what I was expecting, but more than this, where they just stand there and look at each other, stare, trade the title back and forth. They're not brawling, they're not talking. It's just a bunch of fucking nothing. It's nothing. That segment sucked on Monday. They preview the WrestleMania match and the Raw Tag Team match next week, where, as I mentioned, it's going to be Bianca and Asuka against Carmella and Chelsea Green in tag team action on next week's show. They replay the Rey Mysterio, Dominic Mysterio face-to-face on Raw, where Dominic again talks shit to his dad, and Rey again refused to fight his son at WrestleMania. And Matt Camp talks about how Dom continues to push Rey's buttons, even in light of his Hall of Fame induction and Dominic ruining his, promo addressing that Hall of Fame induction. Dominic has done this twice now in recent days. And, Rey still will not fight his son at WrestleMania. What will it take for Rey to finally snap? And Jackie questions if Rey will ever snap. Obviously he will. It's more a matter of when than if, and hopefully it happens soon so they can make the match official for WrestleMania in less than a couple of weeks. They recap the Damage Control backstage attack on Trish Stratus, which, thinking about it after the fact, I'm thinking, why the fuck are they flying Lita and Trish for like a 30-second pre-tape segment backstage? That'd be pretty dumb. Then maybe they did, but I'm also thinking there's a good chance they probably just filmed that last week, so they didn't need them on the show this week. That would make a lot of sense. They previewed Austin Theory versus John Cena at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. We hear from Austin Theory backstage on the show, and Theory talks about how, the joke, they were joking around where the Street Profits earlier in the evening on Raw before Theory beat Dawkins, and then he says, where are the jokes at now from the Profits? The jokes are on them. He calls the match with Cena the biggest of his career or WrestleMania. He just called it the biggest match. Probably in his logic, bigger for Cena than it is for him. But he says, come WrestleMania and after WrestleMania, the United States Championship will still be around my waist. Now, it was a good promo, but it was also underwhelming in the sense that nothing that we saw or heard from Theory on this show or on Raw Talk or whatever made up at all for what the fuck Cena said about him last week on the show. I mean, it wasn't even remotely close. Cena completely fucking buried the guy. And I don't know if it's a Theory issue or a WWE thing where they're not letting him really go off on Cena. Like, the follow-up this week, he beat Angelo Dawkins. What did he fucking do? It was lame. It was lame. This was typical old Austin Theory, which I think is fine. I like the current incarnation of Austin Theory. The problem is that Cena came out on TV last week and literally said, no one gives a fuck about you, and ran down his entire gimmick. So if he doesn't switch up the gimmick, then what's the point? So that's what I don't really understand. Miz was also interviewed and talked about hosting WrestleMania, teasing being a guest on Impulsive TV on Raw next week when Logan Paul returns to Raw, and he plans to create moments at WrestleMania. So, typical Miz promo, that was kind of a waste of time. They preview Impulsive TV for Raw next week. They recap Cody Rhodes' win over LA Knight, good match. They also replay the Cody Rhodes promo, which was phenomenal, in addressing Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns will be on Raw next week, probably to confront Cody. They recap the street fight main event between Kevin Owens and Solo Sikoa, won by Sikoa. And Matt Camp says Owens needs help. Owens may refuse help from Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes, but he needs the outside help if he's going to be able to take it to the Bloodline. And they preview Roman Reigns' Raw return next Monday night and also promote the Maximum Male Models and Rhea Ripley for the bump on Wednesday, along with the latest Hall of Fame announcement. Now, I don't know who that would be. I know Stacy Keibler's name. Spoiler alert, I guess. My apologies. Her name was rumored. I haven't read any of the other rumors. I would like to be surprised myself. The Keibler one I couldn't avoid. Maybe? I mean, if they showed Keibler's video package on Raw or SmackDown, like announcing her as an inductee, I'm sure a lot of people probably would not know who she is, and it probably wouldn't get a great reaction like Ray did when he was announced last week. So saving that for the bump would make sense. If it's not Stacy, I'm not really sure. It might be someone from, years past. I'm not exactly sure, but we'll find out on Wednesday when it's presented by Ric Flair himself. So that was the bump. Not the bump, I'm sorry. That was fucking Raw Talk, rather, for March 13th, 2023. Pretty average episode. The Miz stuff was wasted time. The Theory promo was good, but again, if he doesn't switch up the gimmick, then what was the point of Cena burying it last week on Raw? I know he's beating Cena at WrestleMania, no shit. But the whole point was he ran down his entire character. So if he doesn't switch it up and become more aggressive, then again, what's the fucking point? Why even do that? And they also had Bianca addressing Asuka, which I appreciate the attempt, but the feud sucks so far. It's just not interesting. The match I'm sure will be great, but the feud so far has been ass. Just has not been good at all. So that was about it for Raw Talk. Thank you guys for checking out my review. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. I'm going to have some 2K23 content coming up here on the channel this week. Hoping to film some today, put it up like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. So that should be coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. I had a first look video at 2K23 go up on Sunday night. I still want to do one more episode of GM mode in 2K22 and kind of properly finish that up before moving to GM mode in 2K23. So I'll have that my last 2K22 video up at some point in the next, in the next couple days or something, hopefully tomorrow, maybe today, I don't know. And then the 2K23 content will come out soon after. So stay tuned for that. Hit the bell button to be notified every time a new video goes up. Have an awesome one, guys. I'm Graham G.S. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.